Lockeford doing their little fun cheer. Transagenda following up with that shortly. Welcome to the final day of Roller Rage 2025. Once again, we have the Transagenda going against Lockeford Elite. How about we get these rosters out?
Yeah, that's right. So skating this morning for the Transagenda. Why don't we call it Lockeford first?
All right, for your Lockeford Elites, we have number 14, Lickety Split, number 4, Hubba Bubba, 5, Hardcore, 7, Modest, 11, Stiletto, number 12, CBD Hits, 18, Slick Mick, that is your captain, 22, Tumble, 25, The A-Train, your co-captain, 36, Salema Anderson, 57, Tara Tots, 61, Roller Candy, 69, Bad Mama Jamma, number 110, Let's Be Honest, and 888, Earthquake.
And skating for the Transagenda, Bumblebee's 5'11", pronouns she, her, they. Chance the Lapper, 2022, they, them, boy. Elaphobia, 00, she, her, they. NBD 612, they, them. Evie, 39, they, them. Fin del Mundo, 01, he, him, L. Engineer, 235, they, she. Kevinator, 20, he, they, L, and L. Night Marin, 828, she, her. Sandra Slay O'Connor, 1981, they, she. The team captain, Scrapegoat, 616, they, he. Strange, 999, they, them. Sir Mam, 4, they, she, he, any. Thigh Voltage, 600, they, she. And Uwu, number OWO, they, them, and Grem. We're about to get underway. We'll call the referees out shortly.
Test, test, test.
Final check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Check 2, check 1.
Here we go.
All right, and that first whistle blows for Lockeford. We have number 12, CBD Hits, and for Transagenda, we have 01, Fin del Mundo.
And we are underway. Finn looking to get some daylight at the top of the track.
Both jammers taking it on the high. CBD on that high, getting lead jammer for Lockeford.
Finn's still trying to break through.
Beautiful attempted offense done by Transagenda's pivot.
Roll Candy working on Finn at the top of the track. Chance the Lapper trying to give Finn some daylight there.
CBD sneaking through the high, getting the first score of points for Lockeford Elite.
Finn was forced out by 110.
Then a quick hop around 2022.
Nice little apex jump there as that Jam 1 comes to an end. Your referees today, head ref is Mama Seidel, front pack ref is Arson, back pack ref is Prince Albert. Your jam refs are Gigi and Debris. Outside pack refs are Princess Leia and Belle Bruising. Game executioner Chase and Voorhees. Penalty tractors are Lollipop and Abby Arsenic. In the penalty box we've got Rosie the Ripper and Yazzle Dazzle. On the whiteboard we've got Jax to win. Your eyes today are Tiger Bomb and Lumbre Luna up here with us. And on the scoreboard, we got Baby Bat. Psycho Sis is your runner. Your skate alt is Bender P. Rodriguez. Your medics are Ross and Stitches. And it is a power jam underway for Lockeford.
First power jam of the day. That is CBD Hits back on the line for Lockeford with Transagenda's jammer stuck in that box.
Finn Del Mundo picking up the first penalty for the Transagenda.
Then with quick pace, CBD Hits is through with lead jammer for Lockeford.
Stopping penalty was just called.
I believe that was white 7 on Transagenda. CBD with a quick juke on the high, getting another set of points for Lockeford Elite.
That was Elaphobia at the top of the track. Elaphobia goes down hard.
And that jam gets called off by CBD. It was a beautiful 15-point jam by CBD Hits, bringing your score to 25-0 for Lockeford Elite.
Getting some reverb here, sorry about that. But it is now a power jam for Transagenda.
Little jammer do-si-do. We have 39 EVs set up on the line for Transagenda.
Evie stays in bounds.
Beautiful shutdown by number 61. I believe that's Roller Candy on Lockeford.
Scapegoat and Nightmare on the Roof. Trying to create some daylight for Evie.
And a lovely offense done by 828. That is Nightmarin for Transagenda.
Evie was just forced out there at the top by Hubba Bubba.
First points on the board for the Transagenda. Your score is 25-4. We have number 20, Kevinator, on the line for the Transagenda, along with number 5, that is Hardcore for Lockeford Elite.
Kevinator looking for some room at the top and gets through his lead jammer.
Hardcore stuck in the back of that pack. Brutal, amazing pack by the Transagenda.
That is Strange and Sir Mem is the pivot for the Transgender for this jam.
Kevinator taking it up on the high, scoring points for the Transagenda.
As Kevinator comes around again. Kevinator just forced out of bounds there. This time finds some room at the top of the track.
Some quick jammer on jammer defense by Hardcore. And that jam comes to its natural conclusion.
Looked like Hardcore was trying to make a star pass there. Sandra Slay O'Connor at the line for the Transagenda.
Number 18, Slick Mick for Lockeford Elite.
A little under 9.5 to go in the first period. Transagenda scored 13 unanswered points to cut Lockeford's lead to 12. Slay was forced out there by number 25.
Both jammers
The A-Train.
making it out. Mick quickly taking it up on the high, calling that jam off right before Sandra Slay O'Connor can make it through.
Lockeford picking up 4 points, shutting out the Transagenda on that jam as Elaphobia returns to the line for the Transagenda.
CBD hits back on the line for Lockeford Elite.
Elaphobia out in front.
CBD making it out, taking it up on the
We've got ourselves a foot race here. CBD hits not far behind at all. Elaphobia calling it off.
It looks like there's going to be a pack advantage for the Transagenda as one of the Lockeford blockers are in the penalty box.
Slamma Anderson called for the arm. It's 36 for Lockeford.
Hardcore back up on the line for Lockeford Elite. Then a quick lead
Sir Mam
change.
tried to call it off, but Sir Mam was not lead jammer. They got out almost at the same time, but not quite. Sandra Slay O'Connor returned to jammer duties for the Transagenda.
And then another pack advantage for the Transagenda. You have number 18, Slick Mick for Lockeford Elite with, I believe that's Sandra Slay O'Connor for the Transagenda.
A penalty was called an earthquake. Couldn't hear what it was.
Slick Mick with a quick juke, making it out first for lead jammer.
Able to get around Chance the Lapper's block there.
Beautiful hit by number 25. I believe that's the A-Train.
Sandra Slay O'Connor finding some room on the inside. Looks like Lockeford picked up 2 points at the end of that jam. We'll see. And the Transagenda takes a timeout.
This time out, we would like to thank our volunteer medics for their presence and knowledge. If you have any qualifications and would like to volunteer as a medic during any of our remaining bouts, please look and see Nacho Mama.
And if you're interested in being a part of the roller derby community, but hitting people isn't your thing, our regulators are always looking for dedicated and eager minds to learn our rule set and help keep our skaters on the track safe. Our regular team is an open gender team. There are various levels of officiating that go on during roller derby bouts. Come be a part of the action and help our league grow. Ask any skater or ref how to get involved.
And then also want to make a quick shout out to Rhea Riot Tattoo. Tyranny is a tattoo artist who had a traditional apprenticeship and education not only in the traditional folkish art form, but also in the education of the craft, including building machines and needles and the history of the old workers' ways. This connection to the history of tattooing builds a deep respect for tattooing itself. Tyranny is a native-born phenician whose life has always included creating art, with tattoo being what she has become most passionate of.
Well, the score is 36-14 with a little under 6 minutes left to go in the first period. We've got Strange, number 999, out there on the jam line for the Transagenda.
That is number 5, Hardcore for Lockeford Elite. Hart making a quick transition, getting lead jammer.
And Black 36 was just called for a low block. We'll serve that penalty obviously in the next jam. Strange being blocked up at the top by Roller Candy.
Both jammers pushing hard, trying to get through with each other's respective packs. Number
Kevinator
20,
trying to create some
Kevinator,
daylight.
doing a beautiful offense.
Strange is out of the pack.
Hart taking a couple whips from some of her teammates, quickly calling that jam off.
Yeah. We got an arm penalty called on black 2-0. Maybe white 2-0. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that's Scapegoat, transgender captain out there for this jam.
CBD hits making quick work on that low line and getting lead jammer for Lockeford Elite.
Good blocking there by the Lockeford pivot.
CBD a quick, nice hop on the low, scoring some points for Lockeford.
Scapegoat had taken off the star hat, was not able to complete the star pass. Have an official timeout. Are you between the ages of 10 and 17 and love to skate? Our minor assaults are looking for new skaters to join their team. Our coaches not only teach technique and knowledge of the sport, but they also help build leadership, teamwork, and problem-solving skills that will help in life situations far beyond roller derby. Minor skating skills, dedication to learn, and a positive mental attitude are all we require. Come see what all the fun is about. Ask any Arizona Derby dame how to get involved.
Also, a quick shout out to the Arizona Derby Dames merch booth. Be sure to visit the Arizona Derby Dames merch booth to get your favorite lead and team merchandise, as well as a cold beverage or snacks. They have brand new t-shirts designed from all of your favorite teams, and check out our discounted merch. I believe it's a discounted rack that are only $15 for a t-shirt, which is a really good deal. And then also grab some keychains, tote bags, patches, and more. Watch out for our new merch cart. Our goods can come new to you.
Now, official timeout comes to an end. That Sir Ma'am just went down hard.
I believe that's number 18, Slick Mick for Lockeford Elite.
Sir Ma'am with that little lateral movement there, able to get through. Sir Ma'am at the top of the track.
Big tumble on the last turn. Looks like that's number 5, Hardcore for the Lockeford Elite, and 39, Evie for the Transagenda.
Transagenda picking up 3 points to Lockeford's 4 that last jam.
We have just about 2 minutes left in this first half. Your score is 58-17. Lockeford Elite in the lead.
Evie forcing the Lockeford jammer out of bounds.
Hardcore takes the lead. Evie still stuck on that back of the pack. Beautiful hits by number 14 on Lockeford.
Evie had been forced out there by Hubba Bubba, but as Hubba Bubba went out of bounds, Evie was just able to get back up and keep going.
Evie with a beautiful hit on that turn.
That was a nice block there.
Hardcore shrugging it off and calling that jam.
Yeah, didn't have much of a choice there. It's a great block. Kevin Ada, number 20, wearing the star for the Trans Agenda. A little over a minute left to go. CB Hits was not wearing a star. It's hard to score points without that. All good now. CB Hits out first. Kevin Ada not far behind. Oh, an apex jump there.
Number 18, Slickmick on the line for Lockeford, and 01, Fin del Mundo for the Trans Agenda.
Sí, 1-0-1, Fin del Mundo pateando por la Trans Agenda, pero he is leaving the track. This may be a power jam. No, it is not.
It looks like there's going to be an official timeout.
Officials are going to confer on this, figure out if this is going to be a power jam or not. And it is 12, which was called for an arm penalty. CBD hits sent to the box, so this looks like it will be a power jam for the Trans Agenda when we return.
Official timeout is also to our Arizona Derby Dame live stream. We would like to thank all of our Twitch viewers in the chat right now for coming out and still watching the stream. If you can't make the route in person, no problem. We have the live stream for you to watch at home. Visit our Twitch channel or Facebook page to learn more at Arizona Derby Dames. Shout out to all of our subscribers and all the fans watching on the live stream. Thank you so much for supporting our league from your comfortable home.
We welcome those of you who are watching from Arizona and from points beyond, whether it's the West Coast and you're up a little bit early or the East Coast. Thank you for being here. So the first two games today are short games, so they're half hour, but the last two will be full hour games. All right, we are back. And this will be a power jam, although it is Sandra Slay O'Connor who will be jamming for the Trans Agenda. And Fin del Mundo is the pivot.
And it looks like it's going to be a power jam for the Trans Agenda with 1981 Sandra Slay O'Connor on the line.
Sandra Slay forced out there by Hubba Bubba. And Black 25, which is called for a directional. That was the A train. We'll serve that penalty on the next jam. Now Lockeford with good defense here. Trying to drain this clock on the power jam here. Slay forced out again by Hubba Bubba. Following Fin del Mundo at the top of the track. Hubba Bubba with a big block.
Beautiful hit by number 4. That is Hubba Bubba for Lockeford.
And a directional also called it Hubba Bubba for that jam. It is halftime.
Perfect. Your halftime score right now is, I will know in just one moment, 67 Lockeford Elite, 17 the Trans Agenda. If you wanted to support your favorite skater, coach, ref, or fan with a shout out, donate $3 to $10 and our announcers will read your message live for our in-person attendees and our Twitch fans to hear. It's always nice for skaters to get to hear their fans coming from Twitch. A little good omen never hurts.
And even if they can't hear it while they're skating, you can be sure that the skaters watch the Twitch feed at the end of the day just to watch themselves and their fellow skaters out there. So it is always great to receive a shout out. And it's better to give than to receive, so. Second half about to get underway.
It's a very hard-hitting game so far and a very exciting game with Lockeford still in the lead, 67 to 17 for Lockeford.
It looks like Lockeford's going to start with a power jam. I see Sandra Slay O'Connor in the penalty box for Transagenda.
You hear that rolling whistle and all of skaters excited to get up. Looks like a big pack advantage for the Transagenda with Lockeford only 2 skaters. And CBD hits jamming for Lockeford.
This will be an important defensive bout for the Transagenda. Trying to keep that score as low as possible. Chance the Lapper and Scapegoat and Evie. That 3-wall. Evie impeding progress at the top of the track. Which is so difficult to do, is to be able to track someone behind you without turning around. Just incredible skill.
And hard hits by CBD, knocking some Transagenda skaters down, scoring lead for Lockeford.
3-wall is reforming at the top of the track.
And then a beautiful offense done by Lockeford's pivot. That
Evie and
is
Scapegoat.
Slick Mick, the captain.
Slick Mick with some great footwork there. Able to bypass those blocks.
Not just Slick Mick, but a beautiful footwork done by all of these skaters. And a quick hop on that apex. That jam comes to its natural conclusion.
Got a directional called on Lockeford. Strange 999 jamming for the Transagenda.
With number 5, Hardcore for Lockeford. Beautiful power jam by Lockeford Elite, getting their score to 77 to 17.
Slick Mick was called. We have an official timeout, so this may be a power jam for the Transagenda when we come back.
This timeout is also brought to you by the Lost Dutchman Tattoo. It's a tattoo shop specializing in various styles from realism to traditional. You can also customize your own tattoo. Walk-ins are accepted. The shop is located at 4121 North 19th Avenue, east of 19th Avenue at North Indian School Road.
Got exactly 13 and a half minutes left to go in the game.
Also wanted to give a shout out to Sidewalk Surfer. Sidewalk Surfer has a large selection of roller skates and skate accessories. They build custom skates and service all brands kind of skates, open 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday and 10 to 6 on Sundays. It's located at 2602 North Scottsdale Road in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I also wanted to give one last shout out to the Vendor Village. Check out our Vendor Village just while you walk in on that entrance. It's going to take a right. We have a lot of vendors there. Beautiful, beautiful work by all of them.
So it is not a power jam. In fact, Strange is out there with
I believe that's hardcore.
Hardcore, right?
And then
Strange is lead jammer. Hardcore still trying to break through the pack. Forced out there by NB.
Hart stuck in that pack of trans-agenda skaters. And a beautiful scoring pass done by Strange.
Got a directional block called there. We'll see on that, who that was at the end of. Ooh, big hit there.
And Hardcore shrugging off a hit by Kevinator, finally making it out. Strange notices and calls off that jam.
Regresaron a la línea para la transagenda número 01, fin del mundo.
We have number 18, Slick Mick for Lockeford. That was a beautiful 9-point jam by the Strange Agenda, the Trans Agenda, not Strange, and brings your score to 26 to 77.
Finn with some lateral movement there. And Finn goes down. Gets back up quickly.
Fin del Mundo
And
out first for the Trans Agenda. With Slick Mick, a beautiful turnaround. I believe that's Sandra Slay O'Connor getting out on their initial.
And Finn calling it off.
Beautiful jam by Fin del Mundo for the Trans Agenda. We have number 20, Kevinator for the Trans Agenda, along with CBD Hits for Lockeford on that jam line.
Kevinator barreling through. Ooh, goes down hard. That was a block out there by Roller Candy who went out of bounds, so Kevinator could just get back up.
Kevinator out for the Trans Agenda. CBD Hits taking it up on the high, quick to get out on his initial.
A little under 11 minutes to go in the game. Kevinator calling it off.
We have 6-1-6. That is Scapegoat for the Trans Agenda.
Transgender captain taking on 110.
Is Let's Be Honest for Lockeford Elite. It's a 1-1 jam for both teams, bringing your score to 78 to 27. Just over 10 minutes left in this half.
With a big block of their own right there.
Let's Be Honest, making quick work getting out of that pack. Scapegoat not too far behind, getting out on their initial.
Strange 999 returning to the line for the Trans Agenda.
I believe that's Slick Mick for Lockeford Elite. 2 points for Lockeford Elite, 0 for the Trans Agenda. Lockeford's 888 gets a blocking out of play penalty, bringing a pack advantage for the Trans Agenda. And then Slick Mick doing some jammer on jammer defense.
It's 888 Earthquake serving a penalty for Lockeford.
And Strange taking it up on the high, getting lead jammer for the Trans Agenda.
Still plenty of time here.
Slick Mix still in the back of that pack, getting blocked by 6-12.
Strange goes down hard there. Big block by the A-Train.
Strange picking up that set of points and deciding to call off that jam.
Fin del Mundo returning to the jam duties for the Trans Agenda.
Number 12, CBD hits for the Lockeford Elite. Beautiful hits by 828 on the Trans Agenda. CBD, though, shrugging it off and getting lead for Lockeford. Fin del Mundo taking that cap off. Strong hits by Lockeford. CBD just weaving around those Trans Agenda skaters, scoring up another 5 points for Lockeford Elite.
Finn was looking to make a star pass. Changed his mind.
As that jam comes to its natural conclusion, we have number 20, Kevinator for the Trans Agenda. CBD hits back on the jam line for Lockeford Elite.
A little over 7 minutes left to go in the game.
And your score right now is 80 Lockeford Elite compared to Trans Agenda's 32. Scratch that. A 12-point jam by CBD hits, bringing that score up to 92-32.
Kevinator jamming for Trans Agenda.
And a beautiful star pass on the Trans Agenda, going over to, I believe that's 325.
That is
235.
Engineer now jamming for the Trans Agenda. It is called off.
We have number 18 Slick Mick back on the jam line for Lockeford, and I believe that's Elaphobia for the Trans Agenda.
Looked like that was a clean jam.
And a quick star pass over to 616.
Yeah, quick star pass to the captain, Scapegoat. That was nicely done.
And a quick juke around Sandra Slay O'Connor by Slick Mick as she puts that star
Slick
cap
Mick, the
back
recipient
on.
of the star pass on Lockeford's behalf. Scapegoat calling it off as Strange returns to the line.
We have just over 5 minutes left in the half. Going on to Jam 24, we have 999 Strange and 69 Bad Mama Jamma. It's her first time on that jam line for Lockeford Elite.
Yes, Strange is forced to exit the track. Nope, Strange is returning to the track.
It looks like it might be a power jam.
And Strange is leaving the track.
So a power jam for Lockeford Elite with Trans Agenda's captain in the box as a jammer.
Indeed, it is Scapegoat serving a penalty.
Big hits by 600 on the Trans Agenda. That is thigh voltage. Beautiful hits by them.
Very nicely done.
Bad Mama Jamma stuck in the sad place, getting a big hit. And then a 110 on Lockeford, returning one of those hits on one of the Transagenda skaters.
Directional was just called there, I believe, on Let's Be Honest.
Bad Mama Jamma taking it up on the high, getting lead jammer for Lockeford Elite. CBD and Kevinator having a quick little dance party on the track. We have Sandra Slay O'Connor on the line for the Transagenda and number 14.
NBD is sent to the penalty box for stopping. Sandra
Lickities.
Slay O'Connor lining up there. We also have a, yeah, there's that directional.
And it looks like there's
Called
going to
on
be an
Lockeford.
official timeout.
We have a timeout for some reason, but the clock is still running, so we'll get that squared away.
Then if you're interested in being a part of the roller derby community but not interested in getting hit or hitting people, our regulators are always looking for dedicated and eager minds to learn our rule set and help our skaters on the track be safe. Our regulator team is an open gender team. There are various levels of officiating that go on during roller derby bouts. Come be a part of the action and help our league grow. Ask any skater or ref how to get involved. Also, if you are between the ages of 10 to 17 and are interested about roller derby, we highly recommend you join our minor assault, as we are always looking for new skaters to join the team. Our coaches are not only teaching technique and knowledge about the sport, but we are also helping to build leadership and teamwork along with problem-solving skills that'll help in life situations far beyond roller derby. Minor skating skills are dedicated to learn with a positive mental attitude, and that's all that we require. Come see what all the fun is about and ask any Arizona Derby dame about how to get involved.
And the clock was reset. There are 3 minutes, 42 seconds left to play.
And I also wanted to give a shout out to True Blocka for subscribing. Thank you so much. We highly appreciate it. And then we have just over 3 minutes left in this game.
An official timeout. We'll figure it out shortly. Get back underway. These games have been pretty punctual in terms of when they've started. So it's kind of, it takes a lot of work to do that. So definitely hats off to Sandra Slay O'Connor for making all that happen behind the scenes. It takes a lot to put one of these tournaments together. A lot of things that are going on.
Looks like the Transagenda is giving hearts and waves over to the crowd. And with just over 3 minutes left in the game, at 10, we have Clowntown versus the awesome Skate Stars. Hearing that rolling whistle, we have Sandra Slay O'Connor on the jam line for the Transagenda.
after waving to fans who are watching everyone. That's great.
We have number 14 on the first time on her jam line. That is Lickety Split for Lockeford.
I can't see the name on the bottom of the jersey. And the reason I can't see the name on the bottom of the jersey is because it is not on the bottom of the jersey.
Lickety Split making quick work with a hard hit to the middle, jipping down onto the inside, getting lead jammer for Lockeford Elite.
Sandra Slay O'Connor had given looked like was attempting a star pass to Finn Del Mundo, kept the star on. Strange.
And then Lickety Split looking like she called it off in the air, which is very, very interesting.
Transgender conferring before the jam starts.
We have a helmet being turned in. I believe that is Bad Mama Jamma.
Well, the clock is stopped. A little under 3 minutes to go.
And once again, stay tuned for the next game. The third and fourth placement for the A bracket. Clowntown going against Ass.
And here we go.
We have number 22 for Lockeford. That is Tumble.
This is jam 26.
I believe this is Tumble's first jam as well.
Strange working hard.
Both skaters stuck in that pack. Beautiful, beautiful defense done by the Transagenda blockers.
Roller Candy going to work on Strange. And there's CBD hits. Strange trying to juke. Elaphobia trying to create some daylight at the top.
And a great offense by 00 at Elaphobia. Switching immediately to defense to hit down Tumble. And then a smooth star pass over to CBD hits for Lockeford. Getting lead jammer. Then a 0-0 score. Your score staying at 99 to 35.
Lapper is looking to enter the track as jammer, waiting confirmation as to whether this is a power jam, it appears. And yes, it is not, so Chance Lapper will be skating up against Tots.
I think this is both Chance the Rappers and Tots' first time on the jam line for their respective teams.
Minute 20 left to go.
And Tots getting a really good hit
Nightmare
on
went down hard there.
828. Chance taking it up on the high, swooping below A-Train. Getting caught though by number 4.
Chance Lapper going to work on Hubba Bubba there. That is not an easy matchup.
Then Tots quickly getting through after a couple hard hits and calling that jam off. And we have number 20, Kevinator, on the line for the Transagenda, and CBD hits for Lockeford Elite.
That was a clean jam. Kevinator and CBD hits are
There's already some pre-jammer hitting there as well.
saying hello. There's NB going to work on CBD hits at the top. And Kevinator out, lead jammer for the Transagenda.
CBD hits making it out not too far behind him, just around half the track. We have a lead change over to CBD hits as Kevinator works through the pack.
Kevinator trying to call it off.
CBD hits getting a big hit to 235 on Transagenda.
Yeah, there had been a lead change there, so Kevinator was unable to call off that jam. Kevin made a forced to reset behind the Lockeford pivot. That's number 5. Hardcore. That is the end of regulation. We'll see if there are any penalties that will have this continue.
I believe Black 5 got a stop block, so there should be one more jam. And it looks like Kevinator
So
gets
Kevinator
a
is
skating out of
called
bounds
for
penalty.
skating out of bounds.
And one of Lockeford skaters are in the box. And that is the game. Your final score being 117 to Lockeford Elite, 39 to the Transagenda. Congratulations, Lockeford Elite, for getting 3rd place, with Transagenda scoring 4th.
Yeah, in light of that lead at the end of the game, it made no sense to have another jam for the winning team. And that brings game 1 to a close.
And then coming up shortly, we have Clowntown going against the awesome Skate Stars. That will be a very, very exciting game to see.
Yep, and 2 more after that. So Transagenda give themselves a hug, taking 4th place. Today's game, Lockeford taking 3rd. Congratulations.
Very good skating by both teams. Congratulations to both teams, giving each other some high fives and well-earned love.